Welcome to Friends from Work. I'm Kyle Sconowell and he's Robbie Earl. And get ready, because today, in just under 10 minutes time, we are going to tell you everything that you need to know about Secret Invasion before it airs on Disney Plus on June 21st. And if you enjoy what you hear today, please like and subscribe to this channel below. All right, here we go. So where do we start? How about on Hala, the capital planet of the Kree Empire, circa 1995?
That's where we meet one Veers, a Kree combatant with heart, humor, and hands that glow. She's got it all, except for, her memory of who she is and how she got to Hala in the first place. Luckily, she doesn't have too much time to worry about that because she's helping the Kree fight their long-standing war against the Skrulls. Skrulls! A race of shapeshifters that have been terrorizing the Kree since time out of mind.
But after a skirmish gone wrong, Veers winds up as a prisoner of Talos, the leader of the Skrull forces. In an attempt to gain information about a so-called lightspeed engine, Talos uses a special machine to pull out memories that Veers didn't even know she had. The Skrulls learn just enough to know that the engine was last seen on a backwater planet called Terra. But before they can glean anything more, Veers escapes custody, crash landing on that same planet, one we know as Earth.
Nick Fury is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who is genuinely stunned to see someone who can shoot lasers out of her hands crash land into Los Angeles. He's even more stunned when he sees the person he thought was his partner transform into a scary green alien with pointy ears. Forming a tenuous partnership, Veers and Fury set out to find what the Skrulls are looking for, the Lightspeed Engine Core, before they do.
In the process, Fury eventually learns that the Skrulls have infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. at the highest level, with Talos impersonating Fury's old friend and acting director of the agency. Meanwhile, Veers learns that the little she thought she knew of her past is wrong. Not only is she not actually a Kree warrior, her name is not even Veers.
After their search leads them to the Louisiana home of an Air Force pilot named Maria Rambeau, the two find out that Veers is actually Carol Danvers. Get it? She was found with these dog tags that were broken, so everyone just called her the last three letters engraved on one of the fragments. Super creative. Carol starts to piece together her past, remembering that Maria was once her best friend and that she too was once an Air Force pilot before running with that Lightspeed Engine Core, aka the Tesseract, aka the Space Infinity Stone, gave her superpowers. Carol also reestablishes her relationship with Maria's young daughter, Monica, who we saw all grown up in WandaVision, and we'll see again this November in the Marvels.
It turns out the Kree not only lied about Carol's past, they also lied about the entire Kree-Skrull conflict. The Skrulls are not the vicious terrorists they've been made out to be, but instead refugees seeking asylum from the needless aggression of the Kree Empire. In other words, Carol realizes that the Skrulls aren't enemies, but allies.
And so, Nick Fury, Carol Danvers, Maria Rambeau, and Talos all decide to work together to prevent the Kree from killing the rest of the Skrulls and taking this Infinity Stone in their quest for galactic domination. And our heroes managed to do just that.
After successfully driving the Kree away, Carol Danvers, who has now learned how to unlock her powers and fly through space, offers to escort her newfound Skrull friends, including Talos' wife, Soren, and young daughter Gaia, on their search for a new home planet. On her way out, she leaves Fury with a special space pager that can reach her in case of an emergency.
Recognizing that he won't be able to count on Carol, aka Captain Marvel, every time the Earth encounters a galactic threat, Fury sets his sights on forming a new kind of superhero team to become Earth's greatest defense against attacks from above, what he decides to call the Avengers Initiative.
I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
Fast forward roughly 17 years. Nick Fury, now the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., has finally begun assembling this team, recruiting the likes of Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, the Hulk, and eventually S.H.I.E.L.D. agents Natasha Romanoff and Clint Barton. But it takes a full-on alien invasion led by Loki to provide the final push that creates the Avengers.
But despite some very close calls, Fury is either unable or unwilling to contact Danvers for help. Why? What was she truly doing all of that time? We're actually still not totally sure.
Where the hell have you been all this time?
When we meet back up with Nick Fury in 2014, we find him at the height of his power. The Avengers have made their triumphant stand, and S.H.I.E.L.D. has the trust and confidence of the global community. Unfortunately, Fury realizes, almost too late, that this trust has been misplaced. That's because Hydra, the World War II era Nazi group first seen in Captain America: The First Avenger, has spent the last 70 years or so slowly infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. In the end, Fury realizes the only way to take down Hydra is by taking S.H.I.E.L.D. down with it.
S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra. It all goes.
And so, after narrowly defeating the Nazis and again saving the world, Fury goes underground. With the world thinking he's dead, the man who was once the head of the most powerful organization on Earth is left to operate in the shadows, only showing his face when the Avengers need a little pep talk and or help by a helicarrier.
Glad you like the view, Romanoff.
Meanwhile, with S.H.I.E.L.D. out of the picture, other organizations are left to try and keep up with the proliferation of enhanced individuals, both good and bad. That's where we meet CIA agent Everett Ross, who we first encounter as an enforcer of the United Nations Sokovia Accords, an international agreement by which would-be superheroes must operate under supervision of the UN, and later see become an ally of the Black Panther and the nation of Wakanda.
Additionally, another Air Force pilot turned superhero, James Rhodey Rhodes, aka War Machine, signs up, along with his longtime friend and fellow armor-wearing warrior Tony Stark, to help enforce the same accords. Tragically, Rhodey loses the use of his legs in the attempt, though Tony manages to build some high-tech leg braces that allow him to move more or less normally as long as he's wearing them.
And yeah, this sucks. This is a bad beat.
A highly decorated colonel, Rhodes was universally respected long before he donned any armor, and over the course of his distinguished career, has acted as advisor and protector to the President of the United States. But everything changes in 2018, when the biggest and baddest alien so far snaps half of the population of the known universe out of existence.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
Unfortunately, Nick Fury falls into this category.
Well done.
But before he gets dusted away, he finally gets a chance to use that pager, summoning his old pal Carol back to Earth. And so, though Fury is unable to help the team he formed save the day, his very first super friend is able to act in his stead. It takes 5 years, but with Danvers' help, the Avengers, including Rhodey/War Machine, manage to undo the snap heard around the universe, bring back all those that were lost, including Fury, and defeat Thanos once and for all.
In the aftermath, Nick Fury boards a Skrull ship and heads into space. Carol Danvers heads out as well. And this time, it's Talos and his wife Soren who stay behind on Earth, impersonating Fury and his second-in-command, Maria Hill.
Meanwhile, during the events of WandaVision, we learn that an adult Monica Rambeau is still in touch with a few undercover shape-shifted Skrulls. Skrulls that apparently still have a presence on Earth and are still in communication with Nick Fury.
Then, in the first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we see Rhodey again in full military attire talking to Sam Wilson, who's now Captain America, about the challenges of a post-snap world. Word on the street is Rhodey's now as integral as ever to the US military intelligence apparatus, again serving as a trusted advisor to the current American president.
Finally, in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, we find Agent Everett Ross, not to be confused with Secretary of State Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, originally portrayed by the late William Hurt and soon to be portrayed by Harrison Ford, on the outs with the US CIA. Having been arrested by his ex-wife/boss, CIA Director Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, Val for short, for sharing classified information with the Wakandans and ultimately freed from custody by those same Wakandans, Ross is now presumably off the grid and on the run.
And that brings us to today, but it also raises a few questions.
What would cause Fury to board the Skrull ship in the first place? And what is it that's now brought him back home? Are Talos and Soren still on Earth? If so, what are they up to? And whatever happened to their daughter Gaia? Plus, with S.H.I.E.L.D. still defunct, can intelligence operatives like Everett Ross and James Rhodes fill the void and help protect against a potential secret invasion?
All of these questions and more will be answered when Marvel's newest series premieres on June 21st, only on Disney+. For more discussion on this and the wider MCU, check out Friends from Work wherever you get your podcasts, and be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel below. We'll be right here discussing all of the events of Secret Invasion as they unfold.